Good afternoon, everyone. In this episode, we will discuss some of your research assignments mentioned in PRV1, specifically the cardinal points of investigation. I believe you already encountered these in your CDI1 subject, but this time we will give emphasis on how to use these six cardinal points of investigation in a police reports. I will show to you the step-by-step process how to use these cardinals. No, maybe you already know the six cardinal points of investigation, but the question is, did you know how to use it? Can you make a report accurately? Can you formulate your own report? Those are questions that must be answered in order for you to become a good report writer. This is very important for you to know how to formulate your own data. No? The data that I am talking here is the data you gathered upon responding a call or incident. Based on my own experience, especially kung baguhan ka pa sa trabaho na ganito, talagang nami-mental block ka, no? Dahil hindi mo alam kung ano ang gagawin. Plus, sabayan pa ng pressure at takot baka magkamali at mapahiya doon sa client na ini-entertain mo. At the end, on or about lang talaga ang maisusulat mo, no? Talagang nangyayari ang mga ganong pagkakataon. Kung hindi ka prepared at kulang ka sa kaalaman, technique, paano gawin ang mga bagay na ito, no? This time, dahil i-share ko na sa inyo kung paano ang technique, then I believe hindi na kayo mahihirapan dahil may guide na kayo paano gawin ang report using these cardinals. Okay, let's go on, no? Ang pinakaunang gawin nyo dito is gagawa kayo ng draft, no? Using these six cardinal points of investigation. The six cardinal points of investigation are as follows. Now, letter A. No, we'll start with letter A. What? What or specific offense has been committed? No, example, whether it is murder, homicide, theft, and robbery. When you make a blotter report, for example, just simply write this one. Yan, kung nakikita nyo sa screen, no? Close and open parenthesis, no? Violation for the crime of murder. By writing this one, naka-close and open parenthesis siya dahil yan na ang pinaka-title ng blotter report mo, no? The reader will easily understand what you are trying to report dahil simula pa lang nakalagay na agad kung anong specific offense ang i-report mo. So ganun lang kasimple, no? Next is letter B, no? When the offense was committed, no? This is about the time and date, no? When the offense was committed. No, dito naman dahil time and date ang pinag-uusapan, pwede mo na magamit ang on or about dito. For example, yan, on or about at 8:30 p.m. January 25, 2025. No, other example, at about 8:30 o'clock in the morning of January 25, 2025. No, pwede ring sometime 8:30 in the morning of January 25, 2025, no? Yan ang mga ilang example na maibigay ko sa inyo. So, dito pa lang, makikita na natin ang time of incident happen or pwede din time of incident reported. Depende yan sa situation. Case-to-case basis, no? Paano gawin mo ang report? Makikita ninyo mamaya pag nabuo na natin ang report. Next is letter C. Where it was committed, no? This is about the place of incident happened, no? The most important here is you will mention the complete address where the place of incident happened, including the street, purok, or any trademark na madali siya makita sa area. So, for example, yan, Purok 2, Barangay Manga, Pagadian City, Simongal del Sur. So, sa ganitong address, no, yung pinaka-trademark natin dito is yung Purok 2, no? Yung barangay niya is Manga. no? Yung city niya is Pagadian, then the province is in Zamboanga del Sur. Next example is mayroong specific address na block no na Napsali Pension House, no? May street pa. If it's Bahari Street, Gatas District, Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur. So, meaning to say, the incident happened is in Napsali Pension House, no? Located at it is Pahari Street, Gatas District, Pagadian City, in the province of Zamboanga del Sur. Next example is ito. Block 9, Lot 12, Phase 3, Lumina Subdivision, Linyin sa Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur. So, yan po ang mga sample at guide nyo paano isulat ang complete address kung saan nangyari ang isang insidente. Okay? Dito naman sa letter D, no? Who committed the offense? No, who committed the offense? Automatic yan ang suspect. But wag nyo rin kalimutan kung sino yung victim ng isang krimen. Kasi it is very important also to include the name of the victim. Okay. So, ang may bigay ko na example dito is ito. Okay. So, victim, tapos kama, it is understood that the victim is Joy Isidro Igayon, no? 21 years old, female, single, Filipino, student of Southern Mindanao Colleges and resident of Purok Makayangayon, Barangay Madasigan, Dapitan City, Zamboanga del Norte. Example lang yan, no? So, ganyan pagka sunod-sunod, no? Ibig sabihin, alam natin na yung pangalan na yan is victim. Kasi sa una pa lang, nilagyan mo na ng victim. Tapos kama, kasunod ang kama. Next example is dito tayo sa suspect. Ganon din, no? Suspect, kama, pangalan, edad, no? Gender, status niya, Filipino, at saan ang kanyang complete address. So, ganon lang kasimple. Kung napansin nyo, may letter Y, no? Diyan sa pangalan ng suspect at saka sa victim. Itong Y dito, yan ay Yankee, no? Sa pangalan. This is the format pag gagawa ka ng blotter, no? As you can see, mas nauna ang surname kaysa middle name. Wala namang problema kung normal lang ang paglagay mo sa pangalan, following the first name, middle name, and surname. Pero dahil may knowledge na kayo na ganito pala ang format, kayo na bahala. Ang importante is tama ang paglagay at di mabaliktad. Question, no? Sir, paano kung unidentified ang suspect? Simple lang, ilagay niyo sa report unidentified suspect or suspects, no? Bira lang naman sa unidentified, bira lang naman na unidentified ang victim, no? Kalamitan, mangyari na unidentified ang victim pag dead body found, no? Or yung na-chop-chop na katawan ng victim na walang na-recover na any identification na pwedeng makilala ang victim. Okay? So, yan, sa letter D. Next is letter E, no? Letter E, no? Why? Why was it committed? No, this is simply talking about the motive of the incident. Pag sinabi natin na motive, ito ay motibo, no? Bakit na-commit ng isang suspect ang isang krimen, no? Whether it is a violent crime, for example, revenge, personal grudge, no? Political crime, for example, those crime involving politicians, no? As we heard na may mga binaril na barangay captain, mayors, governor, basta yung mga politically motivated incidents, no? And even mga galamay ng politicians, no? Basta politically motivated incidents, no? At kung saan ang person of interest or ang nasa likod dito is politician din, no? Pasok siya dito, no? Sa politically tawag dito, political crime. Okay? Dito naman sa family related crime, possible motive naman dito is jealousy, no? Pwede din personal grudge, no? Dahil may alitan sa lupa, no? Those are examples of motives na pwede nyo mailagay sa report, no? To do this, take a look this one, Take a look this one, for example, no? Ayan, motive incident is personal grudge. Ganun lang kasimple, no? Doon sa last portion ng paggawa nyo ng blatter, no? Motive incident is personal grudge, no? Kung na-identify nyo agad yung motive, pwede mong ilagay, no? Pwede rin, kung hindi pa na-identify, is lagyan nyo lang ng motive is to be determined. So, ganun lang. Pwede rin, motive incident is land dispute. Yun na nga, may alitan sa lupa. At marami pang iba, no? Marami pang iba. You can research, no? Appropriate, no, terms, no? Motives of incident. Marami yan para appropriate words ang mailagay nyo doon sa report. Last but not the least is the letter F, which is how, no? How was it committed? This is about the manner how the crime committed. Okay, no? Whether it is in shooting incident, stabbing incident, or suicide incident. To do this, just simply follow this one, for example. Ayan. Kasi sabi natin, manner, no? How the crime committed, no? Ang sabi dito sa example, as the victim walked down the street, a man on a Honda Click 160 motorcycle approached from behind and fired several shots, striking the victim in various parts of his body. So yan ang manner sa pagpatay, no? Biglang nag-appear sa kanyang behind, then suddenly pinaputukan ng baril, no? Hitting the different parts of the body of the victim. So other example is ganito, no? While walking, the victim was shot multiple times in the body by a man on a Honda Click 160 motorcycle, no? The victim was rushed to Mindero Hospital, Pagadian City, but he was pronounced dead on arrival by his attending physician. So dito may dinagdag, no? Pwede naman, no? Dinagdag dito yung additional action taken ng isang pulis, no? Or any bystander na pwedeng tumulong doon sa victim, no? Pwede rin other action taken ng isang pulis kung may identification dun sa suspect, no? Pwede din mag-conduct ng hot pursuit operation. Okay, sana sinimplihan ko lang, no? Sinimplihan ko lang yung 6 cardinal points of investigation kasi dito sa CDI 5, no, talagang ititrain ko kayo paano talaga gagawa ng totoong report na para kayong isang totoong investigator ng isang police station. No, isi-share ko sa inyo kung ano yung ginagawa ko na, no? Ginagawa ko na sa police station para at least pagdating ng mag-intern kayo, no? When somebody let you make a blotter report, no? Madali na lang sa inyo kasi may knowledge na kayo paano gawin. So yung technique yung pinakauna is gawa muna ng draft, no? Yung pagkasunod-sunod, pwede na 'yon. No, yung 6 cardinal points of investigation. Okay? So the remaining research assignments will be discussed, no, in the next episode or during classroom instruction, depende na lang. For now, di muna ako magbibigay ng additional research assignment para makapag-relax naman kayo, no? I know stress na kayo sa ibang subjects ninyo. Ayoko nang dumagdag pa, no? So, thank you class and a pleasant afternoon.